happened to the Izzy, I believe is the gentleman's name?
He was a bodyguard for Busta Rhymes back in the day. Izzy used to work for me.
Okay.
Izzy worked for me, but he worked for some other people too. I know Izzy well. He was at an event where there was a video shoot up and there was a shootout.
He says, you know, I'm about to go in this club. You know, we got a section. You know, you can come in with me if you want.
How long has it been like this known about Busta Rhymes?
Well, I knew about this like in 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
How can we think nobody else speaks up on it or says anything?
Because, bro, these people admire these people so much. They want to make sure they in the section, they at the club, they at the video shoot. They can get backstage. That matter most to them. That matters so much to people. It's crazy. Like.
Welcome back to Juicy Pulse, your daily dose of scandal and glamour. Let's spill the tea on today's biggest celebrity stories. Busta Rhymes' past is crashing back hard, and this time there's blood on the pavement and nowhere left to hide. 2 of his own personal bodyguards are dead, gone under mysterious, straight-up eerie circumstances, and the silence surrounding their deaths, it's deafening. Louder than any verse Busta ever dropped. These weren't just freak accidents or bad luck, no way. If you're still thinking it's all just coincidence, get ready to wake up because the truth is looking you dead in the face. Behind the fame, the platinum plaques, and that explosive energy on stage lies a dark, twisted legacy filled with rage and secrets that never saw the light. Yeah, people know about his anger issues and all those wild headlines. But trust, that's just scratching the surface. What's really been kept under wraps is a wild list of alleged outbursts, threats, and pure intimidation that's been going on for years. And somehow, nobody checked him. But even that chaos doesn't come close to what might have really gone down, because word is those 2 bodyguards may have been taken out for knowing too much. This ain't just tea, it's a pattern of silence, shady moves, and missing answers all circling back to one name, Busta Rhymes. Let's break into the dark truth, the one that's done hiding in the shadows. Now let's dive into the mystery behind these 2 fallen men, and the one burning question no one's been able to answer. The only thing the public's ever been told, 2 bodyguards who were tight with Busta Rhymes, men who literally had his back risking their lives for his, are now dead under straight-up sketchy circumstances. And that's it. That's all we were told. No real investigation, no serious digging, just brushed off like it didn't matter. But now, after years of silence, some folks who were there are finally speaking out. And what they're saying? It's chilling. Let's go back to 2008. Busta's longtime bodyguard, Jermaine Black Williams, was reported missing. But not long after that, just hours later, he was found in Queens, Ozone Park, New York. According to police, the man had been shot multiple times and then wrapped in a sheet and left like nothing. Cops tracked blood from his SUV straight to the scene. Still, to this day, no suspects, no arrests, nothing. He was overseas in Europe when Jermaine was found, but here's what really hits. This wasn't some weekend gig. Jermaine wasn't a rent-a-guard from a flyer. He was Busta's trusted protector for over 8 years. That's nearly a decade of blocking danger, taking heat, and seeing everything. Every move, every mood swing, every shady deal behind closed doors. Jermaine knew it all. The secrets, the power plays, the stuff no one else ever saw. And when he died, no statement, no funeral post, not even a simple RIP for the 2 kids Jermaine left behind. Just straight up silence. Now rewind the clock. February 2006. Another man from Busta's inner circle ended up the exact same way. His name was Israel Ramirez, and he wasn't some rookie just clocking in. This man had Busta's back for over 10 years. That's more than loyalty. That's practically family. But during the chaotic shoot for the Touch It remix video in New York, things went sideways fast. Witnesses say an argument between fans exploded into full-blown madness. And right there, in the middle of it all, Ramirez got gunned down, on set, in front of everyone. But here's the real twist. Out of all the people there, only Ramirez took the hit. Nobody else even scratched. How does that make sense? It's given setup, like someone planned it to look like random violence when it was anything but. Word on the street, Ramirez knew too much. And for that, they say he had to be silenced. But what happened next made things even shadier. The NYPD tried to put the puzzle together, digging into what really went down. Naturally, they turned to Busta. This was his guy, his team. But instead of helping, Busta shut it down. Flat out refused to cooperate. No testimony, no names, no support. And the public went off, and honestly, they had every right to. Ramirez gave a decade to protecting that man. But when it was time to speak up for him, Busta stayed dead quiet, and when he finally broke the silence 5 months later, it wasn't to show respect or help bring closure to Ramirez's family. Nope, he spoke up just to defend why he stayed silent. 2 men, both trusted guards, both dead, and both tied to Busta Rhymes, and both men silenced. Both cases left cold. That's not just bad luck, that's a pattern dressed up to look like coincidence. Even early police reports admitted both deaths were treated as unrelated. But now, years later, the whispers are turning into roars. So why are people finally talking? Because Busta Rhymes' secret life is starting to fall apart, piece by piece. To really get what's going on, we gotta rewind it all the way back. And trust, you're not ready for the names about to drop. Celebs you'd never expect are tangled up in this mess. But right at the center of the chaos, Busta's linked to Diddy. Yep, that Diddy. Word is, Busta was deep in the game, living a whole double life. And if anyone got too close to the truth, he'd rather shut it down than get exposed. And now that Diddy's facing heat after his arrest, the secrets are leaking, and it's getting messier by the minute. The wildest part? There's even more disturbing stuff people say hasn't come out yet. We all know 50 Cent's been loud about exposing Diddy. But that web of dirt, it's getting wider, and now it looks like Busta's name is climbing up that list. Word on the street, Busta's been stressing hard and not about music. Allegedly, he's losing it over some footage that's set to drop in 50 Cent's upcoming Diddy documentary. Insiders say the clip is explosive and Busta's big mad trying to keep it buried. Something's about to blow, and it ain't just the bass. And right now, it's looking real messy for Busta. For years, he's been deep in those secret invite-only circles. Those late-night parties with no phones allowed and guest lists full of mystery names. But what's really got him sweating? Sources say there's actual video evidence showing Busta right in the middle of the madness, shoulder to shoulder with Diddy. And that's just the tip of it. Not long ago, one of Busta's old bodyguards, known in the streets as Big Homie CC, dropped a bomb that left jaws on the floor. He said Busta's been hiding a whole other side for a long time. Claimed Busta had a thing for fun boys, and it wasn't subtle either. According to him, certain club promoters were in the loop, and whenever Busta came through, they made sure the VIP section was packed with a specific type of crowd. Now here's where it gets wild. Word is, 50 Cent got the receipts. Allegedly, there's raw footage from one of Diddy's infamous parties, and it shows Busta and Diddy caught up in a full-blown no-limit session with multiple men that insiders say were hired for the night. And it doesn't stop there. Several men have now come forward, claiming that Busta made them feel real uncomfortable. Allegedly, he'd slide in with that let's party vibe, but not the regular kind, the Diddy kind. You know what that means, that the streets are talking. And this time, it's not just whispers. Now that 50 Cent's got his hands all over a Netflix doc being hyped as Surviving Diddy 2.0, Busta's alleged threats ain't slowing anything down. If anything, he just secured himself a starring role in the mess. With Busta Rhymes back in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons, there was no way 50 was gonna stay quiet. One thing about 50, if you ever crossed him, it's on forever. This man holds grudges like trophies. And when he's in revenge mode, even the devil takes notes. So when it comes to his long-standing tension with Busta, yeah, there's history. These two have clashed more than once, and now 50's having a field day dragging him in front of the whole internet. And right before they were both scheduled to hit the stage at the Humor and Harmony Fest, 50 jumped on Instagram and kicked things off with some classic shade. He brought up that legendary yellow fit Busta wore to the 1999 VMAs. Yep, that one that's been burned into our brains for years. He basically told Busta, don't show up in this mess. I don't care if it's designer, come fly, not fried. Of course, Busta wasn't about to let that slide. He clapped back with an AI-edited pic of 50 looking, let's just say, sus, then dropped the caption. The blessings don't stop, so we ain't never gonna stop. The energy's petty, the shots are flying, and we're just getting started. Hold up, I thought it was Father's Day, 50, and you out here looking like this? That's what Busta snapped back with after getting clowned. Don't tell me this, your mirror prep for Shreveport. At this point, the roasting was mutual, loud, and viral. But fans could feel it, and the laughs were masking real heat. Behind the jokes, the beef was cooking. And 50, he knew. Busta wasn't just a rival anymore. He was officially an enemy. But it gets even messier. Let's spin back to Big Homie CC dropping those bombs about Busta's alleged double life. And it wasn't just some one-off claim. He said this was well known in the nightlife circuit, especially with club promoters. Word was, whenever Busta was scheduled to roll through, the checklist looked something like bottles, check, VIP security, check. A lineup of hand-picked fine men, double-check. That was the vibe, and everybody knew the drill. Then Big Homie shared one wild story that had people raising eyebrows. One night, model Don Benjamin pulls up to the club, chilling with his openly gay homie. The moment Busta spotted them, game over. According to Big Homie, Busta moved fast, locked eyes, then locked in, grabbed the dude and pulled him straight into VIP like it was a mission. And once he was in, that man wasn't leaving. Busta stuck to him all night, dropping compliments, calling him cute, and hovering like he was on a whole obsession vibe. It wasn't low-key, it wasn't subtle, it was bold, and everybody saw it. And just when it felt like the tea couldn't get any hotter, Big Homie turned the heat all the way up. He claimed Busta's real type hasn't been a secret in the industry for years. Insiders been new, but nobody ever aired it out publicly. So when someone finally asked Big Homie why no one put Busta on blast before, he kept it 100. He said flat out, people ain't trying to burn bridges. Simple as that. Everyone's chasing VIP access, those elite invites, and the clout that comes with standing next to power. Ain't nobody risking all that just to speak the truth. But then came the real jaw-dropper. Big Homie hinted that Busta's issues with women, those infamous public outbursts, might go deeper than just temper problems. Allegedly, like many men living on the low, Busta could be carrying some deep-seated frustration. And when that pressure builds, it spills out, and not in healthy ways. Big Homie didn't sugarcoat it. He said what's been showing up in public might actually be the result of something darker bubbling under the surface. And when it bursts, it comes out toxic, dangerous even. Told you, the layers just keep peeling back. And what's underneath? It's not looking good. Now, if you think this is just one salty ex-bodyguard chasing clout, think again. The floodgates are opening. More men are stepping up, and they're coming with receipts. Let's take it back to 2020 real quick, and a name you might remember, Trip, the social media personality. Ali, aka Trip, hit YouTube with a crazy story, claiming Busta tried to scoop him one wild night in New York while he was just trying to hit a Halloween party. At first, Trip brushed it off. Busta invited him to chill in VIP, and Trip figured it was just a normal industry link-up. But nah, the vibe? Way off. Something wasn't sitting right. Even before they pulled up, Trip and his homeboy got into it. His friend was not feeling the idea of partying with Busta at all. Things got so tense, it blew up into a full-on argument right in the middle of the NYC streets. Fists flew, words were said, and next thing you know, Trip ditched the whole plan and ended up solo in the city. And honestly, that might have been a blessing in disguise. Cause who really knows what was waiting for him in that VIP section? Then fast forward to 2021. The whispers started up again. Word on the block, Busta was allegedly still out here making quiet moves on men. And the drama hit another level when paparazzi reportedly caught him leaving a pride event with a trans woman. The internet lit up. But just when you thought it couldn't get spicier, Orlando Brown came crashing back onto the timeline with another one of his infamous bombshells. And this time, he didn't just name drop Diddy. He dragged Busta Rhymes into the chaos too. He straight up claimed he's had moments with multiple industry heavyweights, and the way he said it, it got everybody talking. Now look, we all know Orlando Brown's got a wild rep. Dude said some off-the-wall stuff over the years, and most people just brush him off when he starts spazzing. But lately, he's been sounding way more put together in his interviews. And if you really pay attention, read between the lines, some of the things he's dropping low-key line up with other rumors that been floating around for years. Now, whether or not Busta's living that DL life, that's his business. But what can't be ignored is this long trail of chaos he's been dragging behind him for decades. Let's take it back to 2006 real quick. Prosecutors were ready to slap Busta with a weapons charge over some wild sidewalk incident. And what did they find? According to Billboard, the man had a machete. Yes, a whole machete. Riding shotgun in his car. Like, bro, you prepping for a jungle ambush or what? But that wasn't the end of it. A year later in 2007, Busta was right back in the headlines, this time for allegedly putting hands on his own driver over some money dispute. He ended up pleading guilty and got hit with 3 years probation. Still not done. In 2009, the New York Post lit him up again. A fan hit Busta with a $75,000 lawsuit, claiming he got jumped at one of Busta's shows just for trying to leave early. Allegedly, the dude stood up mid-set cause the opener phase never showed. Busta saw him, snapped, started yelling, throwing water bottles, and then had his security deck the guy like it was Monday Night Raw. It's not just rumors anymore. This is a whole pattern of madness. Like seriously, what kind of ego moves like that? Given how hot-headed Busta's been over the years, it kinda makes sense why he's been tight with Diddy for so long. But the rumors go way deeper than just their shared tempers. Word on the street, they might also share a very specific type, and we're talking way younger men. Now, Busta's reaction to the whole Diddy meltdown had everyone raising eyebrows. When the first wave of allegations hit, stuff about assaults, parties, and serious shady behavior, instead of backing away or staying neutral, Busta jumped in with a whole PSA. He told fans not to jump to conclusions and to keep opinions to themselves. Like, what, bruh, when this many people are stepping forward talking about serious stuff, including minors, and you're telling folks to stay silent? That's not neutral. That's low-key defending Diddy. And now that everything's hit the fan, raids, lawsuits, and a full-blown indictment, Busta out here playing dumb like Diddy? Oh, I barely knew him. Come on, cut the act. Meanwhile, 50 Cent is cooking up that tell-all Diddy documentary, and insiders are saying Busta's name is definitely making the cut. And we know 50. He doesn't speak without receipts. He was one of the first to call out how weird those parties were and kept his distance from the jump. So if Busta's getting name-dropped in this doc, he better brace hard. Cause when 50 comes with the footage, there's no ducking the fallout. Now, one thing about 50 Cent, he don't move sloppy, ever. Yeah, he's loud on the gram, throwing shots and memes, but behind the scenes, he's been plotting. While everyone else was popping bottles and vibing in penthouses, 50 was in the cut, quiet, calculating, watching everybody who got too cozy with Diddy. And now, he's ready to detonate. Word on the street is this Diddy documentary he's been crafting is about to shake the entire music industry to its core. And if it's coming from 50, you already know. There's no filters, no holding back, just raw truth and receipts so cold they sting. Sources say Busta is knee-deep in this doc, and even though there's no official release date yet, what's locked in is that G-Unit Films is backing the project and it's headed straight for Netflix. Not only that, but it's being directed by none other than Emmy winner Alex Stapleton. Yeah, this ain't no bootleg YouTube expose. This is big league storytelling with heavyweight production, and guess what? Insiders say Busta's already sweating hard. Allegedly, he's been making calls behind the scenes, trying to get ahead of whatever's about to drop. Some even claim he hit up 50 directly, warning him to leave his name out of it. But like, have you met 50? That man lives for this kind of smoke. If anything, Busta trying to shut it down just guaranteed us a season 2. So now the big question is, why's Busta panicking so hard? If there's nothing to hide, why all the hush-hush moves behind the curtain? Guess we'll find out soon enough, because this bomb is ticking, and when it blows, it might be the biggest industry shakeup we've ever seen. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay in the loop with all the latest. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and I'll catch you in the next video.